This is part 5 of learning to develop software, even though I don't know how to write code. And if you are a business owner that does any sort of manual, repetitive data entry as any part of your business, you may want to watch this in the next few videos, because I'm going to show you some tools I've built to help reduce the amount of copy pasting I'm doing. And when I say develop your own software, I'm not really talking about an app, okay? You don't have to develop an app. These are like connectors and scripts that link Google Sheets, Google Drive, Dropbox, Outlook. Even though I developed them in Claude Code, once I have them implemented, they don't use AI to run, and they're free. They will run forever and as long as I want them to. So this was the first problem I needed to solve. How do I get this table of dates and deadlines from a real estate contract, a PDF, into my calendar, where every individual event here is a group of deadlines, everything that's due for that day for a given property. And then how do I get those into emails so I can send reminders to people like whoever Cole is here, it's a fake person, has a lot going on Monday. I don't want to send him 7 emails. I want to send him 1 email with all of his deadlines in it, but I don't want to do that manually every time. So what do I have to do? My first thought is, can I just copy and paste this table from the PDF into a Google Sheet? But the problem is not every PDF I get has fixed calendar deadlines. So I have to go to my real estate contract software, which does require some manual entry, but I get a nicely formatted table. And even though this software allows you to push these events to your calendar, it creates an individual event for every single deadline. Meaning if I have 10 deadlines for one property on one day, I'm gonna have 10 events in my calendar. And if you're a busy real estate agent, you might have 20, 30, 40 deadlines all on one day for a bulk of properties, and you don't want 40 individual calendar events. So I'd copy this table, paste it into a Google Sheet, and then from that Google Sheet, we could sort by column, sort by chronological order. That's a more usable output, where then I'd add a row at the top, individually select and highlight whatever I wanted to paste into all-day calendar events, and I do that over and over. If these deadlines change, which they often do, I'd have to do this again. First thing I noticed was, when I am pasting this table, I am deleting the same columns and rows every time. I don't need A, B, or E, and I'm deleting rows 3, 10, 13, 16, 26, 30, 34. So I asked Claude, what would you suggest? The first thing it suggested was, if you're doing the same thing over and over, you can record those keystrokes in Google Sheets to create what's called a macro. You can just record your sequence of keystrokes. So I recorded a very painstakingly slow sequence where manually from this to this, I could then create a button that would repeat that sequence, and it ended up looking like this, a resort deadlines buttons, where I go from this, I don't know where this button is, but I click the button and I get this as the output, already saving me time. But I asked Claude, how do I get this table into my calendar? Is there a way that we can connect Google Sheets and Google Calendar to create a bunch of deadlines so that I don't have to? And I don't know what it did, but it did it. And it created a push to calendar button where I had to be very specific. You know, here's how I want this formatted. All this text needs to appear in the name and the body description. We got to a point where I could load this table in, push one button to sort them, push another button to add them to the calendar, and that was already saving me a bunch of time. But how do I get these into drafts? Because I still would have to copy and paste every single one of these events individually. And it recommended something I didn't know you could do to add on the functionality. This is a web page that is running off this same Google Sheet, but it's obviously much nicer. This is a Google web app that is linked to only my Google account. You would create this and link it to your Google account. What I was doing was pasting here, which is the same thing I was doing in here. I'm just pasting it into this, and it will recognize that data's here. I click sort deadlines, and then it would output a nicely formatted table where I could add my own project label. This is what I would put in row A, and I'd go down and click add to calendar, and that was it. Paste, sort, type my label, add to calendar. Done. But I wanted to get even further with it because some of these deadlines I track in Asana. So I asked, well, is there a way I could give you the project for Asana and then update specific deadlines, which I identified, and said, yeah, we can do that. And we continue building this web page, but we're still manually copy and pasting all of these calendar events into drafts every day. So I went further. I said, look, I need to get every group of deadlines. I don't know exactly what I told it, but if it starts with the same name, it all needs to be in the same draft of email, and then it needs to be for the next calendar day. Can we draft that? And yes, we can. Where I would used to have to copy and paste like hundreds of entries some days, it now all lives off this web page, which is running off a Google Sheet and is linked to my Google Calendar. And I continued refining it. So I have a link to my calendar. If I'm on this page, I want to check something, a link to my Gmail drafts folder, and the draft deadlines function, which we developed, along with a little Chiron, a little arrow here to say if it's a weekend. And I had this set up originally to draft for the next day, but realized, oh, if it's a holiday weekend, I need to draft deadlines like 3, 4, 5 days in advance. So we added a functionality there where I can choose the day I want to draft deadlines for. And I cannot tell you how much time this has saved. And this is just one small tool I built for my business that I'm going to show you next. Is stuff for PDFs, both static and live, Dropbox, OneDrive, Google Drive integrations. Hopefully that got you thinking. I hope I explained that well. It was a long journey, but it has been worth it. And up next, I'm going to show you some PDF parsing tools, which if you don't know how good those can be, buckle up. I guess this is how you become old, isn't it? Cheers.